Hi everyone, this is Lisa Ellen with Film is Life. Today we're talking about Real Delights movie card games, and these are the instructions for the card game called Wanda. This game uses genre cards and wild cards, so you can set the people cards aside. You might remember from other videos, as we've talked about when choosing genres, try to choose at least as many genres as you have players. This isn't required, but it just makes for livelier, more fun play as the game continues. And regardless of how many players we have, in this case, we need to have at least 4. So choose at least 4 genres, and then if you have more players, then add a couple more till you have at least as many as you have players. Once that's done, players will select a variation. So we have monikers, marquee, or makers. Those are our standard Real Delights variations that we can choose from. If that's not a familiar term, they're covered in detail in the introductory video called Earning Points Variations, and that's where you'll find what we're talking about there, and then it'll be up to speed. For the dealer setup, the dealer is going to deal out 5 cards per person, and then the remaining cards go in the draw pile. Now the game is over when 2 things are true in this case. The draw pile is gone and no further moves can be made by any player. So at some point, both of those things are going to happen, and when it does, the game is over. So people might still have cards in hand, etc., but when these 2 things are true, then the game is over. To take a turn, the first player will request a card number as desired. Say ones. They ask for ones, please. Other players will then hand over all the cards of that number. And then if there are none, then the player will draw a single card. After doing so, the person can look in their hand and see if they're holding 4 of any number, whether it's the one they asked for or not. If they're not, then the turn is over and it goes to the next person. If they do have 4, then they can lay 4 of those cards down and play for points. So they might have, say, 5 of a particular number. You still lay down only 4 at a time. Set the used cards aside and then draw cards from the draw pile as necessary to equal 5 in the hand. For scoring, the wild cards have no numerical value, so they can be used to complete a set. For example, if you had like 3 ones and you want to lay down a wild card, so you can lay down a set of 4, but they're not used for playing for points. They don't have any way of featuring into that, and the card value is 0. So they're just used for completing a set if you want, but they can be very handy for those purposes indeed. Score according to the selected variation, and then also add the total of the value of the number on the cards played in that set for that turn. So for example, if we were going to have these 3 1 cards in the wild card, it would be the points earned from playing for points plus 3 for the set, 1, 1, and 1. If you want to up the stakes, at the end of scoring, you could deduct the total, the card value of what's left in people's hands after, at the end of the game, whenever that ends up being. And that's it for Wanda. Enjoy the game. Have a great time. This is Lisa Ellen with Film is Life, and I will catch you on the next one.